They said we got audio.
Hey, it's working. We're live, fellas.
Shit. Are we live? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. The coronavirus has got our setup, bro. You thought it was a viral infection. It is not. It's actually a computer virus. Y2K 20 years later is what has happened to our setup here. Dallas.
Yeah, everybody's good. We're all good.
Dallas is here. Oh, good. I can hear you. Quarantine. I can't hear myself. Oh, man. Fellas, I'm sorry. Everybody in the chat, I'm sorry. Thank you guys patiently for waiting. I can't even give you any applause right now. We don't have a soundboard. Someone said we have music. I don't hear any music. So if you guys are hearing music, consider yourselves lucky.
I had to unplug it.
Oh, no, never mind. We did away with the music. So we would have been fine if we didn't try to do that extra thing at the end. We would have been fine normally. Is that right, Jalal?
Maybe. Possibly.
Oh, gee. Okay. I mean, you don't want to give you 20 shots right now. But great job getting it fixed, Jalal. Thank you.
Hey, we're up.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's all that matters.
So obviously you see us, we're in 3 different locations. Dal's at his crib. Yeah. Jalal's at his crib. I'm at my crib. Jalal is still switching the cameras back and forth, I think. Yeah, he's got shitty internet. Room. He's got shitty internet connection.
I think it's just Google Hangouts that's doing it.
It's Google Hangouts' fault. So we're broadcasting on Google Hangouts and then we're streaming it to YouTube. Is that what we're doing here, Jalal?
Exactly.
Wow. Happy 316 day to everyone, as you see in the Austin 316 joint. I don't know how delayed we're going to be in the chat too, but I haven't seen any spinning wheel on this one. Oh, I noticed do you notice the little call and hang up button at the bottom of the video?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So basically, welcome. I wish I could give you guys the time machine sound button. Welcome to 2009. This is the very first Google Hangout. This is a podcast, and we're here for it. I really don't have. I don't know what the show's going to be like today. Where do you want to go, Dal? Where do you want to take it? How do you want to do this? I mean, we don't really have a setup. We don't really have an agenda. Normally, we do a radio show. We don't really do a podcast. This feels like a podcast. This feels like something I don't want to be doing, something I'm not very pumped to be doing, but right. We're doing it because I think this is the way things are going to be going. Our building, we're not going to probably be able to get into our building soon, the way it's looking over there. Mm-hmm. We needed to be able to have a way to continue the show. I was just working last week at the broadcasting school. My girl's going to work every day like she was. So I don't want to infect anyone. I don't know if I'm infected. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to do the responsible thing. Dal's trying to do the responsible thing. Dal, you and your lady are quarantined anyway. Yeah, man, we've been quarantined now for 3 days. Just hanging out. I mean, I've ran an errand or two, but outside of that, dude, staying low, keeping it close to the house, man. I did just get the dog spayed, dude. So that was Saturday. And I got to tell you, man, that process is scary. Obviously, they put the dog, under anesthesia. They literally on a spade, they actually cut the female's stomach open, remove actual parts versus chopping off the nuts, obviously, if it was a male dog. So kind of a crazy process, man. And you find out how well your dog interacts with like anesthesia, medication, and obviously being a new puppy, this was our first time. So that's been quite of a ride. So that's allowed us to stay home as well. So been crazy over here, man, this weekend. It's how have you guys been dealing with all the stuff that's going on? We're trying to stay away from the media as much as we can. Obviously, the media is a great outlet to let you know what's going on, especially with Twitter, right? Not even minute by minute, second by second. And you can really get a feel of what's going on with the world. And sometimes knowing less is better, especially if you're doing the right thing. Quarantine yourself, staying away from large crowds. Obviously, we can get into some of the things that Denver has now done. You know, they've obviously, it was earlier today, about 5 hours ago, they said, hey, no crowds bigger than 50. I think that's even dumbed down now to like maybe 20, or that's going to be that way by the next day. And then also restaurants, right? We're not supposed to do the restaurants. They've closed the restaurants down. So obviously we're following suit.
They say we're about 10 to 15 days behind Italy. I feel like it's a little bit longer, but we're finally closing things down. We're finally taking steps in the right direction to really controlling this and stopping the expansion as much as we can.
It's funny. We're seeing you guys are killing me in some of the comments. I love you guys so much. I love seeing all you guys in here. Thank you to everybody that made it in. Gosh, you guys just put such a smile on my face. So much funny stuff all the time. Dow looking like he's dropping a hot 16 or a quick 16.
Don't get it twisted, man. I've been practicing.
I don't know why that popped me. I almost died. I almost started laughing right where you were talking.
And it's funny. I've got a little pedestal, but like if I use it, watch what happens. What's going down, fools? How we doing today? Like, it's like really extreme close. I'm not trying to do that to you fools.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay, so
You know what I mean?
to explain to people on the audio side, basically, Dow, we're sitting in different locations. I went to the studio earlier today and grabbed my studio mic and stand and everything because I live right down the block. Just, went in there. There wasn't many people in the building. They're urging us to stay out of the building if you can work from home, all this stuff. So that's what we're doing, trying to be responsible. I know everyone just wants to continue living their life, and some people can't stop doing what they normally do. We are fortunate at the moment that we can do something to stop the spread. If we are a part of it, you know what I mean, Dal? We don't have to go out. We don't have to be there. We can stay home and do the show. So that's what we're doing. So I went down there, grabbed all my equipment. Dal did not, because he lives farther. So he's using just like a live microphone that he had previous at the crib. Mm-hmm. And then, do you have a light over there? Oh, it's your, yeah, that's right. You got the Coleman. You got like a camping light.
Should I show
like Bray Wyatt?
I got to show the light.
He's got the Bray Wyatt light. Look at this guy. He's coming out Sister Abigail for all my wrestling fans out there. Where's my shots at?
It's like a lightsaber. I got my lightsaber.
It is. So Dow didn't go anywhere. He is seriously the most quarantined out of all of us because his lady works from home. She hasn't been going to workouts or anything, right, Dow?
That's correct.
Yeah, so you're the most quarantined out of all of us. Jalal and I both went to the studio today. Jalal was out and about, but dude, Jalal was like low-key hazmat suited up. He had like his sweats on, and then he had this hoodie, dude. And it was like a long hoodie, all black though, black sweats, black hoodie. So it looked like a one piece. And then he had the hoodie zipped all the way up, hood up over his face, mask on, and gloves, black gloves.
I did not have a mask on.
You had a mask on.
No, I didn't. I had gloves.
I could have swore. Oh, maybe it was just the gloves.
I had the hoodie up and I had it all the way zipped up, but I didn't have a mask on.
No, dude, come on. So this guy was killing me. TTF, you grabbed the hoop. I did not. I didn't grab the hoop. I didn't want to take apart the whole studio. I didn't even bring the Roadcaster over here because we didn't need it with this whole setup. But
hey, I got the symbol. I'm ready to rock right here.
Different symbol. It's so funny because I'm seeing you on this camera live, but then when I look over to the live, like to the chat, we're delayed over here. So right now, I'm just barely seeing you do the lightsaber.
Oh, that was a sick maneuver, wasn't it?
I don't know about you guys, but I think this is pretty sick, given the situation. Neighborhood says, just reminds us of how great the quality on the production usually is. Other fools do this stuff for their regular-ish.
Thank you, Neighborhood. Gosh, bro.
Yeah, hey.
We were talking about that earlier.
Wasn't I just yelling about that? We weren't talking. I was yelling. I was so pissed off. I was so annoyed, bro. Because you guys know how I am, man. I'm about quality. If it's not quality, I don't want to do it. I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to put out bullshit. And there's been many of projects I've canned because I just didn't feel like they were up to snuff. And that's just the artistic side of me. And that's the same thing with this radio show. I wanted to give that. I want to bring the production to the game. I want it to feel like you guys are listening to a radio show. I want to feel like you're, whether it's playing the interview clips or showing the videos, Jalal throwing the stuff up on the screen, us having the iPad with the sounds, the integration with you guys, pretty soon being able to hopefully take phone calls, all of that stuff. I want to make it feel different. Neighborhood, thank you for that, dog. Like we do put a lot into this, man. This is unfortunate that we have to do it this way, but I think this is the safest way. And I think this is the direction things are kind of going. If you don't see it already, if you don't see what's going on in Italy, seeing kind of the trend, I think we're going to be asked to stay. Right now, Colorado just closed bars and restaurants.
Yep.
No, you're not allowed to go eat out. You're only allowed to go pick it up. It's takeout only, right? Carry out, whatever.
Correct.
Yep.
So I feel like we're going towards the direction of, hey, people aren't taking this serious enough, and we need to limit the spread. More and more cases keep popping up, and that's the scary part. We don't really know how many people have this thing, and especially, I mean, here in Colorado, nobody really knows, but here they're testing like 100 people a day. We were talking about that, Jalal. How will you find out anything testing 100 people a day? And then it was closed on Sunday and it was closed on Monday.
Saturday they tested 150 people, and then they turned everybody else away. And then after that, they didn't have any tests even till today. Still
nothing. Crazy.
Well, and that's the thing. They're not really being transparent about what's really going on. They're just saying, hey, we don't have any more tests. And they're not even really saying that. They're basically telling, hey, go back to your own health care provider, go to your own doctor. And it's almost like finger pointing because they don't want to say that they're out of tests or whatever. I get the whole cutoff. If you can't take care of somebody, I get it. But it's like, to get answers of what.
Do a good show Thursday. We were fighting with the equipment, fighting with it, trying to get it. And luckily we're on and we're able to do somewhat of a show today, even if it's just like a hangout with you guys. You know what I mean? At least we're able to get something done today, but we're set up for the future. That's the goal. And that's what we're trying to do here. Hopefully we'll maybe be able to get at least some sounds back in here. Maybe I can get the iPad going next show. I'm sure we're going to evolve this little setup that we have, just like we evolved our normal cast. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So who knows how long we're going to have to do this setup. It may be, I mean, shit, we may not be, this may be, I think we've seen like crazy panic buying and stuff, but I don't think we've really seen it get crazy yet. As far as we know the numbers and we know what's actually happening and how many people are infected and all of that kind of stuff. And internet got to be hardwired, John King said. We do have it hardwired. Jalal, where do you? Yeah, it's just, what is that? What is that?
I might have to reset the modem, but we're going to have to start the live over.
And then you lose everything.
Mm-hmm.
Lose all the stuff. Man. What do you guys want to do? Damn, I thought we were going good.
It was.
Hope Jalal's recording the audio in the background. Stream is choppy.
Yeah, I'm starting to see that buffer signal.
Yep.
Man.
I think we just hit the IG live.
All right.
Hold on.
Yeah. All right. Weird, man. It's so weird.
We're missing a big Nike restock, which is crazy, man. I keep seeing my phone go off. They're doing some restocks on some old stuff, maybe a little bit of new stuff.
My phone's at 47% too, so just be aware of that.
Your videos. Oh, there you
go. All right.
Seven people.
Audio working, neighborhood said. What about that video? What you got going on that video?
Let's just go till it crashes. Fuck it.
Let's just go on that video. Oh, there it is.
Podcast. It's just a hangout session.
There it is. I see it. It's up on that video. Oh, are we going right now?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, whatever. All right, guys, we're back. I'm sorry about that.
Hey, shout out to the 7 people that just stayed in the chat.
That's hilarious. Jalal reset his modem. He thinks he thought it was a modem issue. He did have it going though. Oh, Anna Chop said choppy video, no audio. Oh, but everyone else is saying both are Gucci.
Yeah, I'm watching it on my phone too. It's a little choppy.
Oh, you are?
But it's going good.
Jalal, no wonder you got 15 things hooked up to your network.
No,
Plus, you probably got people on there.
I'm on the Lete.
Oh, are you?
Hey, what are you doing with that cord, man? It's starting to sound kind of fuzzy.
Yeah, it is.
No, I didn't touch the cord. That's something else.
Sounds windy over there.
That's good. It's good. Don't touch it.
It sounds windy over there. Oh, all right. There we go. Wow.
Oh, yeah. Sounds way better.
All right. This is crazy, bro.
The Most Struggle podcast.
This is crazy. The Most Struggle podcast, bro. I was watching Struggle Meals last night. This is Struggle Cast for sure.
Dude, I started watching this dude that eats like army rations from different countries.
Oh, I've seen those videos. Yeah.
He was eating he's like, yeah, let's start off with breakfast. And he's having like coffee and tea.
It's like a 1982.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, this is one of the best ones. Now, this is very rare these days because it comes with this like crazy dessert or whatever it is, you know?
And he was
Have you seen those, Del?
It was good. He's like, yo,
no, I haven't seen those.
The best fruit bar I've ever had.
I think that's the same one I saw. The fruit bar.
There's only one guy that does it.
What the hell are you guys talking about?
Bro.
I'm so confused.
I could tell, and it's funny.
But the LA to Chicago's right next to you. Pretty fire.
You like these?
Yeah.
Peep these really quick, bro. That's the finished verse. That's Eric's sermon, the generic version right there. And then this one, I'm still undecided. I taped it off. I got ready to do it one day, and I was like, I don't know, man. Then Kobe passed. I'm like, I don't know, man.
Couldn't commit. Do?
So now I'm like, should I just really Chicago the rest of this one out and just leave this one LA?
That's what I
really
do.
Go LA to Chicago, but I don't know. I had a dope, I had a good theme going here with the union lacing. It was about to be fresh. But what the hell did y'all do? It sounds and looks better. There we go. I shouldn't be reading comments about the quality because quality's gonna dip quickly.
Philby said
when we start,
sounds like he's in a bunker. Hey, I had to go offline, man.
Yeah, you're using your you don't even have a mic hooked up, do you?
No, I'm on my phone.
That's a phone mic. That's why. That's exactly why.
Well, to my bunker.
He said, well, now getting pixelated. Exactly. What did I say, bro?
It's just if you move at all, it's going to be pixelated.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
If I get when I was showing the shoe, it was probably getting pixelated, huh?
Yeah, you gotta hold the mic just like me. Just calm as a bomb.
Like you're about to drop a quick 16?
Thinking about it.
Dope. All right, we got 25 people back in the chat. Thank you guys, man, for hanging out. What was I where were we at? We were kind of just finishing up talking, not finishing up. I guess we're never finished up talking about the virus, talking about what's going on, talking about the changes. I mean, so much has changed from the last time we talked to you the end of last week over the weekend. And now, I mean, look at us. We're doing the show from our house now. Like I don't want to say who saw that coming, but it just shows you like how quick it's moving, man. More and more
shit. Saw it coming?
If you're not thinking forward, if you're not thinking what's coming in the next couple weeks, you're behind. You know what? Well, sorry, what'd you say, Del?
I was gonna say it for you here. Who saw it coming? I was gonna say it for you because you're like,
right?
You couldn't say it. I'll say it. Who saw it coming? I thought we'd be in the studio today. I really, really did.
Yeah, and once we talked about it, and just the more we talked about it, and like I said, once we saw the direction things were going, we're like, why not now? Why not now? Just move it to the house, get it over with. It's never fun. It's not going to be a fun transition. Trust me, my girlfriend is down there. She's like, oh, I get to listen to the show. And I'm like, not really. You get to listen to me talk. You can't hear the other people. I was like, it's everything you hate. It's your worst nightmare. It's just me talking to a wall, basically. You don't get to hear no responses. You don't get to hear nothing.
She can get on YouTube.
Well, you might want to quarantine yourself in the bedroom. I'm just up here in the loft to watch TV down in the living room. Forget that. I'm right above her, just yapping away.
Yeah, no doubt.
Nightmare. Her nightmare. What'd you say, Jalal?
She can listen on YouTube.
That's right. Yeah, she can go in the bedroom, pop her headphones in, listen.
I
wants to.
I asked Robin to go listen just to kind of test things out and let us know. like so she could send me mysterious text messages, not sexy ones, just saying, hey, it sucks, it's bad, thumbs down, not good. But instead she's doing yoga. I can actually kind of hear her out there doing some yoga.
Breathing and stuff?
I don't know what she's doing, man. Sounds like somersaults and fucking back handsprings.
Dude, I'm glad you brought that up just now. You know why I'm so disappointed we didn't have the soundboard for the show? I pulled a specific sound that I was going to play on the show because I watched Couples Retreat last night. It was just on. I was just flipping through. We were making dinner. I stopped on Couples Retreat and I saw the yoga instructor and I was explaining it all to Mia and we were just laughing. And I wanted to play like a little bit of sound from that because it's going to forever remind me of your girl getting some personal attention at the yoga studio, getting some extra techniques or whatever you called it.
Oh yeah.
Some different techniques.
Okay.
And that guy doing picking her up and doing the crazy yoga techniques. Yes. Very intense.
Yes. You like. Positive.
Exactly.
Yo, so when I bumped into you at the studio, we did get the flicks of the shirt. What do you guys want to do?
Oh yeah.
Should we still drop merch? Like we got some bootleg pictures, but I feel like we should keep things going as much as we can.
People were very hyped on the March Madness design. Are we dropping that? I don't even know what's going on. I guess we should discuss this before the show.
Yeah, that would be next week.
Because one we have ready is the Sports Hype Life.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And right now the printer is behind. So he says, I talked to him this morning, and he says, man, I don't even know if I'm going to be working through the week. So he is currently working on our Dang Bros production. So we'll be able to send those out hopefully by the end of the week, get those in the mail. And outside of that, the Sports Hype Life, the screen is already done. We have the sample. That is something that I'm comfortable with dropping if we decide to.
Okay. I have the shirt here. Do you guys want to show it on here?
Yeah.
Or do you want to put up photos, or what do you want to do?
Yeah, we can. Yeah, see if maybe tell Mia or Benny to grab that for you.
I'm looking. I thought I brought it up here, but maybe not.
Yeah, we can give people. We've got 28 watching, which isn't much, but we can at least show those.
It down while you get it.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, we could at least, kind of show the 28 people that are watching, or 29 now, kind of our sample and see if that's something they're feeling or not.
Yep. What was your mindset this morning, Dal? Because you kind of, last week, I was posing the question if we're going to come in, and you're like, well, we got to keep it going.
Yeah, my mindset kind of changed a little bit. And
was it Idris Elba?
Yeah, I mean, did it get more serious? Yeah, of course it did. And I think not even scared for myself, which I am. I mean, nobody wants that virus. You look at, I don't know if you guys heard, but Spidey Mitchell was, I think, interviewed by Good Morning America this morning. And he basically said, look, man, I haven't had any symptoms. I don't feel bad. I could go. And he even says, as a matter of fact, like if somebody told me, yo, it's game 7, it's go time, I need you to come out and play. He's like, shit, I'm already ready. So that just goes to show you that this virus, man, hits people in so many different ways. So when you start to hear that, you start to see the seriousness, you see things shut down, you see Italy, you see China, it all becomes real. And does it scare me more? Well, sure. But I think for me, it's more of like, what can I do to be an advocate of telling people to like chill? You know what I mean? Like, don't go to these big gatherings, don't go to these big events. And I hate to say it, and who's going to listen to Dal Palantonio? Motherfucker's always in the doghouse anyways. That being said, whatever I can do to try to help people to just chill for a little bit. And if I can inspire somebody, or if I can make it make sense, maybe that's my job. I don't know. So that's kind of what's changed for me in my mentality, I guess, just even over the weekend. So.
Yeah. Do you have any luck, Zach?
Yeah, I got the shirt. It is it's ready to go.
Should I hit the symbol? Should I hit the symbol? Because nobody else is making me want to hit the symbol.
You need a drum roll?
I can only give you I can give you a symbol roll here.
A lot of people in the chat were making, like, they were saying, hey, we just need a basic tee, most underrated, so I could rep. And that's what this shirt is.
Mm-hmm.
So
we took your guys' advice yet again, and we saw how the Dang Bros did. So here you guys go. Once again, the Sports Hype Life, most underrated podcast, a little bit of cymbal action, and go.
Yeah.
I think it actually looks pretty good, man. Super, super wearable. I think it says us. I think it's pretty plain, pretty basic. But if anybody was interested, it's easy to ask questions on. It's easy to kind of see what's going on. If you're in tune, you already know. Yeah, I think it's a nice shirt.
Should we do the drop live on the cast?
And will these be printing on the? Sorry, it's all wrinkled, fellas. My bad. I got it all wrinkled up. Unbelievable. It was draped over my chair there.
Yeah, it doesn't look bad. Yeah, man, that is wrinkled.
My bad. Wrinkled. My bad. I should have shown. That was a bad job by me. Look at that's a little bit better. That was a bad job by me promoting the shirt.
I know,
sorry, guys.
Especially after I got you the symbol.
Right. So yeah, man, there you go. It's the most underrated podcast. Box logo.
Somebody said, "Is it made in China?" Chase.
Is it made in China?
No.
I don't know where.
It's not made in China.
Made in USA.
I think Bella Canvas is in Los Angeles and is printed in Denver.
Mm-hmm.
So no China.
No China.
This is what the cast asked for. Exactly. Just something simple box logo. Sports Hype Life. You can rep. $2.99 from Soccer Date. Thank you, bro. So Dow can hit the symbol.
All right, I'll do it.
Thank you, bro.
This is a different sound of symbol, man. This is more of like a darker kind of almost like a China gong a little bit. It's weird.
It was because it sounds more like a ride. It sounds like a ride cymbal.
Yeah, kind of.
So when you hit it, it's not really making it's more making the ride sound instead of the crash.
Yeah,
sounds
which is
like
weird because it's a medium crash, but I don't know why. It sounds weird. Maybe I haven't played the drums in that long.
Yeah, maybe, dude. Who knows? All right, guys. I don't know which direction we really want to. You have a couple of things in your notes, Dow. Obviously, we're not going to have on this day or any of that stuff because we don't have any. It's just not the normal show, man. And hopefully it's not like this for too long, but I think the quicker that we all do this, the quicker we adapt to living life in a social distancing manner, just for a little bit, the quicker we're going to be back to normal. Right. But the more people just don't take it serious and continue to act like it's no big deal and continue to just try to live their life normally, the more people are going to get infected, the more it's going to slow shit down, the more it's going to shut shit down. Like, it just is what it is. Like, I see both sides of it. I see the people that are very scared that have autoimmune disorders or that are elderly or that have young babies or whatever. Those people are scared. I understand. I see that side, and they're all about social distancing and getting it gone and kind of what we're doing. But I totally see the other side where it's like, dude, I don't got the choice. I got to go get a paycheck. My work is not stopping work. They're not telling me to stay home, or they're telling me I can stay home, but then I'm not getting paid. So I got to go in. And I understand that aspect of it too. It's a very hard situation. But I'm just telling you where I think it's going and kind of what it comes down to and what's going to be forced upon us here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I'm right there with you. It's scary, and I think we just need to listen, and we just need to just do it. Unfortunately, whether you have the people out there that believe it's hype, believe whatever, just, man, for your own sake and for humanity's sake, man, just chill at the house for a day, for a couple days, for a week, and just listen to the reports, listen to what CDC is saying. If anything, to not get you sick, just so we can kind of move on with our life eventually as soon as we can. I mean, help everybody out with that, at least. That's kind of what I'd say.
Peter Lee, $1.99. Please give him the symbol, Dow. 4,000 cases, and we'll hit 10,000 by the end of the month.
Oof, that's bad news.
And then Chase also, $5 in the chat for the AOL boost package.
Nice.
I'm gonna have to upgrade my internet.
Yeah, we better give Jalal that.
Really are. We should just pull the internet out of the studio and be like, yo, can we get a...
Oh, yeah, we should cancel that anyway.
Get a little break or a transfer or something?
Yeah, no doubt.
Unfortunately, these jobs don't care, John King. Exactly, dude. That's what I'm saying. It's not It's not that I think all those people are selfish. I do think there are a certain amount of people that are just selfish. don't care about others, but I think there are people that are just in a tough spot. Also, think about all the people. Sorry, this is something I failed to bring up before as well. Think about all the people that have kids that they're shutting down the school for 3 weeks, giving them extended spring break. That's what they're doing here in Colorado anyway. Mm-hmm. These people have to now find a babysitter for 3 weeks. What do you do in that scenario? You know, who's prepared to just have their kid pay for a babysitter or pay for, you know, have to stay home for 3 weeks?
Yeah.
So that's another.
Daycare is not cheap at all. Any type of daycare, you know, whether, I mean, especially for infants, obviously it's even more expensive, but man, daycare, all of a sudden you ain't making any money and now you got to pay more money to get somebody taken care of. You know, if you're trying to pick up side hustles, Uber, that kind of stuff, but then you're putting yourself, oh man, side hustles are scary right now too. I'm wondering, I had the thought yesterday and actually got an email from GOAT. I was wondering if, man, what does this do to those warehouses, the StockX warehouse, the GOAT warehouses, things of that nature? Probably should have saved it for sneakers and fashion, but it sounds like they're still going on normally. It sounds like the drop-off points that StockX and both GOAT do in some of the larger cities have now been banished, and that's not going to exist for the next, you know, at least month or next month. But yeah, man, it's crazy. Even side hustles are dangerous right now, whether you're trying to do Uber Eats, just regular Uber, anything. God, man, just to pick up some extra change, you know?
I'm hearing there was a doctor that was saying a lot of the patients that he was seeing, it was Uber drivers. So they're really at risk right now.
Dang. I believe it.
And you have no choice. We were talking about our old industry, the cell phone industry, Dal.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys. And we were talking, you talked to a few people, we were talking to Ochi, like, yo, what are they doing? Are they doing anything different? Are they making you guys take any precautions or do anything? And I said business as usual, pretty much, right?
It sounds like, yeah, it sounds like T-Mobile. That's the only one I can speak for specifically. It sounds like they are either going to or have already started to at least send some at-risk people home for at least 2 weeks paid. I haven't heard anything past that, but that was something that they were going to issue or have just issued.
I heard that both mall stores are closed.
Which would make sense. Yeah, because the malls, man.
Only after, like, some people started saying they were getting sick and stuff. Or feeling sick.
Chise, I might be hearing some wind on your end. Will you hit whatever you hit the last time?
Yeah.
I think just adjust the mic.
Yeah. Just hearing just a little bit of wind.
I'm hearing it still. I can't.
I think you had it for a second. But yeah, that's what I heard. I heard both malls.
There you go. Perfect.
They shut them down.
Did they? That's crazy, man.
There was a case in Apple where one of the workers got the COVID, and somebody here at King Soopers, there was a King Soopers where somebody had it too.
I know. I read that article, and they said that they were not going to name the location that they got it at to protect the employee or the employee's identity. It was an employee of King Soopers.
I think.
And I was like, well, what about
but they said it was
what's
in
that?
Denver. They didn't say the
article I read, it was a King Soopers employee that got coronavirus.
Yeah, but they just didn't say who it was, but they did give the location of the store.
Oh, they did give it. Where was it at? Maybe I saw it too early.
I forgot what street it was on. I could find it.
Oh, okay. When I saw the article, they were like, oh, they didn't give the location, and Fox contacted them back and asked again, and they declined to comment. They said to protect the identity of the employee. That's what I read. That was the last I saw of it. But yeah, the whole thing is this whole thing is really, Ed's got it right in the comments, Sports Plus Life. It's a clusterfuck. It really is. The whole thing is shutting everything down, from whether it's the jobs to the sports to the babysitters to all the stuff that we enjoy. And now we're all trying to sit around. There's no sports on. There's nothing for us to do. And you have the people that are paid to talk sports, the networks that are paid with nothing to do. And that's where we'll go into, that's where we'll take this really quickly. Over the weekend, did you see the ESPN 30 for 30s that were on, the marathon that was going on?
I was locked in yesterday and finally got to watch the Michael Vick.
You got to watch the Vick. Okay.
I did.
Did you get, okay. Tell me your perception of the Vick. What'd you think?
You know what, man? I thought they did a pretty good job. I did. And I watched
all 4 hours and wait. Yes, 2 hours for the first part, 2 hours for the second.
Yeah, I watched it yesterday.
You watched all 4 hours sitting there?
Yeah.
One sitting? Wow, that's a lot.
I was great.
That's
and then
aggressive.
I think I watched the Bill versus Bill as well. The Bill Belichick.
Oh yeah,
and Bill,
yeah.
So that
it's
was
two
good,
Bills. That's
two
what it's
Bills.
called.
That's what it's called. Yeah. So what I would say about the Michael Vick case, I think my opinion changed a little bit from the discussion you and I had before I'd watched it. You had watched it. I hadn't. You encouraged me to watch it. You said, "Hey, as a dog owner, Dal, you prepared me, and I think you did a great job with that."
Yeah.
I think ESPN cut a lot of actual dog stuff out. They had a lot in there. And I'll tell you what, dude, I was sickened. I was sickened by Michael Vick. I was sickened more by his two friends, dude. What's his name? Quentin,
something like that.
Dude, I was really, dude, I wanted to choke that fool out immediately.
Right.
Because that guy he had zero emotion. He's like, hey, man, if the dogs didn't do their thing, we just had to let them go. What would you do to a horse? He compared it to a horse, dude.
I know.
In a horse race. If the horse breaks his leg, what are you going to do? You're going to make it glue out of it, right? I'm like, dude, I wanted to kill that guy.
Mia and I just sat there with our jaws open.
I was
like, what?
so pissed off.
And it's just insane, the background that some people come from, to where they can justify that or think that's okay.
I know.
We all come from different spots. But it's just incredible. Mm-hmm. Wow, that's your thought process on that?
Yeah.
And we're talking about a guy
emotion?
Right. Witten did jail time already, didn't he?
I think so, yeah. Uh-huh.
And you still feel that way? Like, weird, bro. Just weird. So yeah. I was with you, dude. It was tough. It was tough. Sorry, go ahead and finish your thoughts on that. So you want to choke him out?
Yeah, so I wanted to choke him out, and I was so pissed off, man. The lack of emotion that those two individuals had. That his entourage that he had ran with since day one. So yeah, what it goes down to is I think you did it really well when we talked about it the last time. Is
the first part is a highlight reel, right? The first section, complete highlight reel. Part 1, 2-hour Michael Vick highlight reel.
Yeah, even if you didn't love Michael Vick, you did after this documentary. Even if you didn't know a damn thing about Michael Vick, you're like, holy shit, this guy's a machine. He changed the game. He really, really did. And now we have quarterbacks that literally mirror his behaviors today. So yeah, it was a great highlight reel. I was super elated. I didn't know the family that he came from. With his mom and just wanting to really take care of your people. And that just goes to show you what this really proved is who you associate yourself with and around. That is you, whether you want to admit it or not. That is you, and that is who you are. And, I think there's a lot of people in this world that we can trust, but there's a lot more that we can't. And the people that are so close to you, sometimes those are the people that we really have to look out for.
That'll drag you down.
That'll drag you down. And then all of a sudden you got dogs being buried in your backyard and
crazy,
forensics coming through. And then it goes from the local courts who just didn't want to prosecute. And then it goes to the feds and it's over. It's over. Mm-hmm. And dude, the fact that the lady who came to the feds and said, look, I can prove that those are dogs. I can prove that those were fighting dogs by bone structures and analyzing these bones. And I'm like, holy shit, if it wasn't for her, Michael Vick may have never served any time, dog.
Right.
That's crazy.
Right.
So
no,
it was
totally agree.
For sure.
What did you think, or did you watch? So I saw my lady and I watched 2 documentaries. We watched pretty much back to back. Chuck versus Tito.
Oh, I watched that one as well. I did.
Oh man, what did you think of that, dude?
I thought it was great. I'm not very familiar still with the history of the UFC. I definitely
loved is it gave a nice background of the UFC and what happened and how it built it. And Mia thought the same thing because she didn't know where it came from, but she came away from the documentary very educated about that. They did a good job of showcasing. UFC's first fight was in Denver. All the ideas that the crazy promoter had before starting the UFC, he was talking about. He had these ideas of having them out on like a little floating moat, with sharks surrounding it, like a floating
he said
octagon
something
or cage.
like lemon sharks or something like that.
lemon sharks.
I was like, what?
Surrounding the cage. He had all kinds of crazy ideas for this thing. And then finally, He settled on the octagon, mixed martial arts thing, and he went to pitch it to every network, and they were like, "No, you're nuts.
We're out of here. Yeah,
there's no way." And the first one went down on pay-per-view for $14.99, dude.
That's crazy.
How crazy was that? $14.99, the very first UFC. I thought that was an awesome watch, man. And it did a great job of showcasing what UFC was leading up to it, and then the whole Chuck versus Tito rivalry and Dana White in the middle of it, but not really in the middle, more on Chuck's side because he fucking hated Tito.
Right.
He thought Tito, and it sounds like he still has quite a bit of disdain for Tito because in the documentary, multiple times he called him dumb and he said not a smart guy. Tito is just not a smart guy, quote unquote. And you'll know that when you meet him. The guy's not smart. He's just not intelligent, you know?
Yeah, I think it also did a good job showing, like, dude, I didn't even remember that Dana used to have hair, and I say that like idiotically speaking, but I
you just know him as he is now.
He looks so
I didn't know he
different
used to
now.
Be a skinny little pipsqueak.
Isn't that wild? And he used to pretty much just managed fighters, and then he talked about his story where he went and kind of trained jiu-jitsu and kind of started learning some stuff, and then there was even going to be a fight, you know, that he was going to be involved with. And I thought that was super cool, but it really was neat how they kind of developed the face of the UFC. They knew they had a face within Tito, and then all of a sudden that changed over and Liddell became the face of UFC.
Right.
And these two individuals really put the UFC on the map. You know what I mean? And I thought it was like, I was thinking about George St. Pierre. I was thinking about some of these, you know, more old school guys, and Ken Shamrock.
Even like a Randy Couture, you know, Ken Shamrock. Yeah,
Ken
some
Shamrock,
of those guys
right?
Earlier in the game, they were old by the time the UFC really started to peak, started to get like 2008, you know, I would say 2005 through 2008.
Maybe 6,
really
2000.
6 to 8 to 9, really the massive building point. I guess 9, you get into the Brock Lesnar era and stuff a little bit. But that couple years was so instrumental. And do you remember what was the reason they were able to build the company the way they did? The Ultimate Fighter TV show.
Yeah, you got
Spike TV.
He pitched
Ultimate
it to
Fighter,
Spike. Yep.
Yeah, the Fertitta brothers, they went and pitched it to Spike, and Spike said, "Fuck yourself. We don't want to do anything. We're not fronting that." And Fertitta said, "Okay, what about if we pay for it?" And they were like, "All right, great.
Cool
deal."
Yeah.
You could pay for it. And it took off like a rocket ship. Became an insanely popular show, and then blew up the UFC even more because they had Chuck and Tito as the coaches. And then Dana White said in the documentary, the night I knew the UFC was going to make it was the Ultimate Fighter finale, Forrest Griffin versus Stephen Bonner. Just a war, just a banger, dude. And it's in the arena. So Chuck Liddell's out there just clapping it up, super excited watching. And then they have the two coaches face off. Chuck versus Tito. So yeah, I thought the whole documentary was well done. Jamie Foxx, executive producer of it, he also narrated it. I loved his flavor. I love the flavor he threw on it. He had some jazz music in there in certain scenes, and he had different cutaway scenes and different things that just took you a little bit out of a normal sports documentary, which I enjoyed.
Yeah.
So I was a big fan of that. Check that out. The other one I watched, the Dennis Rodman one, dude. It came on right after.
Oh, I missed that one. Damn it.
The Dennis Rodman one was great too. Check that out as well, dude. Crazy story of Dennis Rodman. I mean, Rodman was, dude, you'll never even guess this. Like, Rodman at 20 years old was homeless and not even playing basketball, bro. Didn't even know how to play basketball. Wasn't even playing. Rodman after high school also, and at that time, I think he was 5'9". Within the next like year or 2 years, he grew from 5'9" to 6'8", from like 20 years old to 21 or 22.
Oh, wow.
He grew from 5'9" to 6'8". Crazy, right?
I hope that's
then he started
CBD, because that would be that'd be some intense growth spurts. Some
pain. Some joint pain. So then he just started balling at the rec across the street from his mom's house. Someone found out. He went to community college, but he was a very, very immature kid. And even in his 20s, it was almost like he was in his teens, where he should have been more mature. He was almost still more kid-like. And then by the time he was in his 30s, that's when he started really 30s and mid 30s. That's where he had his bad boy phase, where he started acting out doing all the crazy shit, because he was almost more like he was a 21-year-old kid at that time, or in his early 20s. Sure. He just developed mentally so late. It was very, very interesting. Check that one out. It was good. The Rodman one was good.
That sounds like Robin talking about Dallas. You know, he just still hasn't grown up yet, man. He's still living in his teens, no doubt, over here.
What do you mean?
That's what Robin says to me. She's like, "When are you gonna grow up, babe? When are you gonna?"
Oh, she still thinks you're in that same mindset.
I'm pretty much Rodman. Yeah, for sure.
No, you're not that bad, dude. This guy, you can't even. But he came from a crazy upbringing.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to see that. Now, since we're talking about documentaries, I think this leads in, and then I think maybe let's get some football talking. Because did you see everything that's happened with the NFL today?
Of course,
it's incredible. So check this out. With that all being said, with these great documentaries that are happening, sports being canceled, are they going to push out the Michael Jordan documentary early? That's my question to you.
Ooh. Spicy.
Are they going to push this out, dude? Because what I saw, dude, is that they've changed it. I think they had a release date in June or July, right? It said like July 6th or June 6th. I think those were the dates. I can't remember. One of those.
In June, yeah.
Now it doesn't say June or July. It says coming soon.
That's what makes you ask that.
What do you think? We need this. We need this now in our lives.
No shit, dude. We need this to drop like next week. A 6-parter too?
Yes.
Actually, you don't even need. ESPN would be pushing for it. Like, yo, we need whatever content you guys have.
I think so, but it's ESPN and ABC that actually it was a joint effort between those two companies. So, to answer your question, absolutely ESPN's going to be pushing for it.
Yeah, I think ABC owns ESPN.
You're probably right.
Yeah, they're all Walt Disney companies. Walt Disney owns the whole shit. I could see that. I could see that happening. I mean, it's not like they don't have it done.
I know.
It's not ready to go.
I've got a little excitement about it.
Yeah, that's a great. Yeesh. That's a good one, Dal.
I got you a left field. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
We didn't get to prep much. It is what it is.
No, that really makes me think. And now that gets me more excited. Like, oh man, I don't have to wait till June for that. But then I think about, I'm like, man, am I just going to burn through it because we're quarantined or whatever?
Oh yeah.
You know, like,
totally.
Especially you watching the full whole Michael Vick, watching 4 hours of Michael Vick in a day.
Oh yeah.
You're going to burn through this thing. But dude, what do you think these are? An hour each? Or you think there's hour and a half each, 2 hours each?
I'm going to say they're between an hour and a half. I don't think they're 2 hours each.
Hour and a half, and then 6 parts.
6 parts?
Man, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. Let's go into the football stuff, Dal.
Cool, man. Where do you want to start with that?
It's obviously, I want to start with the NFL, moronically, beginning the league year when everyone else is completely shut down.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand. Your season isn't on. There's no need. There's no urgency here. They just want to start things on time. And I feel like the NFL does this quite a bit where it's like, oh, well, we are the NFL. We can do what we want. I feel like they try to bully and push people around a lot. And their excuse is we're the NFL, deal with it. We're the NFL. Yeah. And it's kind of annoying to me because I'm doing the damn show. Dallas has a Coleman light hanging in front of his face looking like Bray Wyatt. We're doing the show in our houses, and you guys are just marching on like everything's normal. Everything's fine. We're just going to continue to sign free agents and have trade talks and let everything else go on like nothing's going on. We're going to continue to have the draft. Did you see that press release?
I sure did. I mean,
how is that going down?
I value that the NFL had at least the decency to, one, stop it from happening in Vegas and announce that, hey, we're not really going to have any guests. It sounds like almost kind of like what the UFC, which we'll talk on the UFC here in a second, because I've got an update on that. But it sounds like the NFL, obviously they're not going to do it in Vegas. They're not going to let anybody attend that doesn't need to be there, but they're still planning on televising those 2 days in April. What is it? The 27th, 28th?
Right.
Do I have my dates right?
So
they're still going to televise it. So they're still going to.
No, it's the 23rd. 23rd.
Okay,
sorry.
23rd. Yeah. So they're still going to bring people into a venue that has not yet been assigned and still put people at risk. Meanwhile, all these trades. Yeah. I mean, it's exciting in the way of football and it reminds you that football's coming, all this shit. But man, it doesn't seem decent with everything that's going on.
Exactly. It's so weird that we're sitting here talking NFL news like nothing's wrong.
Right.
Like the NBA isn't about to start playing again in mid-June. Like we're not seeing NBA finals or NBA playoff games over the 4th of July weekend or over 4th of July. Like everything's just okay.
Right.
I think they're thinking everything's going to blow over by the time the season starts and all that. I think they can
understand
have the draft
that,
under
but
control and just keep it rolling. And then once this Rona stuff blows over.
How are they going to have the draft under control, Jalal? We're talking this is the kind of thinking. This is exactly the kind of thinking that has gotten us into this mess. Dal, you and I were talking
100%.
about that earlier about something else.
Mm-hmm.
But this thinking is why we are where we are. People not taking it seriously. Thinking like my the school I teach at. I haven't gotten a notice saying we're not going to school. They're saying,
Really?
hey, we're going to go along business as usual. We don't have any cases at any of our campuses, is what the note said. I'm like, that kind of thinking right there, we're not affected until we are affected
is the problem.
Is stupid, is the problem. You know, that kind of, that's everything. Everyone is okay till they're not okay. You know what I mean? Like, what if we all just, that's the issue here.
I think that's
what the NFL has that mentality. They were trying.
Okay, let's see what we can do. Let's get rid of fans, all that. As soon as somebody got infected, everything was shut down.
Pulled the plug just like that.
Is that what it takes though? Like, I think we've learned something here that one, the USA is not prepared for something like this. And I don't know, again, I don't want to get into politics, but could Trump handle it better, differently? Sure. I think those are all things that are arguable. And I would say the answer probably is yes at the end, but it just says that our nation is not prepared for it. And I think Bill Gates actually came out like 4 years ago, like on one of his TED Talks or something, and said that the U.S. is not equipped to handle an outbreak such as this that now we're dealing with. So I find that interesting. It sucks, but I think we're going to learn a lot. But does it take somebody to get fucked up in the NBA? Is it going to take somebody to have a case in your school before they go on lockdown? Like
that,
really?
Or the NFL? Like what really shuts them down? How are they going to televise 2 days of draft coverage? And there's still going to be who's going to be in the building. You're still going to have executives from different teams, right?
You're going to have media, probably, at least some.
Did they say players are going to be there? Or no, they're not going to walk across or do anything like that.
I think players are going to be there at least that first round.
So would you want your first round draft pick?
Absolutely
round draft
not.
Pick walking across that stage out there?
No, I want them
it just
to be
doesn't make any sense to me. Like no part of it makes sense.
I need those fools to be chilling in the Ninja Turtle lair. That's where I need those fools chilling, not at the draft.
Exactly. It seems very short-sighted for me. There's been a ton of free agent moves, by the way.
Yeah.
We'll talk about some of the ones that jumped out to you, but did you see the biggest news? And I don't even know the details on this.
Well,
what the hell is with DeAndre Hopkins?
Oh my God. What the hell?
Is that what you're about to say?
It's not what the hell is up with DeAndre Hopkins. It's what the hell is up with Bill O'Brien. So you have two Bill O'Briens, right? You have Bill O'Brien, the coach. You also have Bill O'Brien doing the GM duties. I don't know if you knew that, but he's kind of playing the role of both, right? That being said, I think he's a pretty good coach. I think he's an atrocious GM. We saw this with Jadeveon Clowney when he released him and they didn't get shit. And now yet we did it again. We got to beat up David Johnson. I'm not saying he's done. I'm not saying he shouldn't be a part of the league. Maybe this is his comeback year. But you're given arguably the second, maybe first or second best receiver in the league against Michael Thomas, right? Is the only other one that I would put up there. Julio Jones,
right? Maybe
on that third or fourth now because he's getting a little older. You gave up the best receiver in the league and maybe the second best quarterback. What the hell are you doing? I was blown away.
Not even one of the best receivers in the league, one of the best possession receivers in the league. If you need 3rd and 8. Yeah. And you need a guy that's going to go get you 8, whether you get him to him he catches it at 6 and he fights for 8, or he catches it at 8 and gets hammered by a safety and 2 corners and he hangs on to it at 8 and gets you the first. That's DeAndre Hopkins.
Mm-hmm.
That is nothing. Unless this guy is acting like Odell Beckham Jr., which I haven't seen proof of.
Yeah.
Unless he's acting like Antonio Brown, I haven't seen proof of it. Well, what are we doing here? It's mind-blowing.
The only thing I could say is there's got to be some bad blood between Bill O'Brien and DeAndre. And I think there was some things that came out last year that were pretty hush-hush. I don't really know what they were, mostly rumors, because nobody knows really what's going on the inside. But Bill O'Brien sounds like, as great as a coach as he is, I don't want to take that away from him. If he doesn't like you as a player, whether it's your attitude, which I can't say that DeAndre has an attitude by any means, you tell him he's the best, he's going to say, I know I'm the best. But I feel like Bill O'Brien, dude, if he doesn't like you, there's something up. Hey, you're on the next ship out, dog. And I think that's a problem. And I think that's Bill O'Brien.
Totally agree. I mean, how can you ship that guy off? And there's picks also included. So we got David Johnson. The Texans are getting David Johnson and a 2020 second round pick and a 2021 fourth round pick.
Still not a first round. And they didn't get a first round with Javian either. I don't know if you knew that.
Right.
They're still shitting the bed completely.
Awful. And they give away, not only they give away Hopkins, they give away a fourth rounder too. Yep. Which, I mean, it's still it's not anything crazy, but it's still a fourth round pick. It's not a sixth. You know?
I know.
It just seems insane. It's very weird to me. Very, very weird to me. So outside of that trade, what are some of the big moves that you've seen with players being signed, or free agent players being signed?
Gotcha. I found this one to be interesting, and I don't know if this is to create some heat. I'd love to hear what John King has to say about that, but he's probably got kids to take care of. But what do you think about the Browns agreeing to terms with Case Keenum on a 3-year deal? Not a 1 year, not a 2 year, a 3-year deal, $18 million. What is that?
The Browns?
Yes.
I didn't see that one.
Dude, that one was announced 4 hours ago. And I'll tell you on this one.
You said 3 years, $18 million?
3 year, $18
Sit behind
million.
Quaker?
So I don't know if this.
Quaker?
I don't know if this is like kind of a chess move.
Are they seeing things in Baker that are not making him feel that great about the future, or they think Case Keenum is that good of a backup and Baker might get beat up a little bit?
I think it's their first thing. Yeah, they're not seeing what they need to see in Baker. They're not seeing the adaptability. They're not seeing the leadership. I think it's the leadership, especially since, and I'll get to my next one, but I want you to talk about that, and I want to see your reaction. But obviously, Austin Hooper, the best tight end literally of last season, until he got hurt, was out a few games, and I think those were pivotal games, not for the Falcons because the Falcons shit the bed, but for your fantasy implications. It hurt me having Austin Hooper out for those 2 to 3 weeks, but arguably the best tight end last year via performance, going to the Browns as well.
Wow, there's a lot of.
So that's why this Case Keenum, because the Hooper thing was agreed to earlier than the Keenum. I think that was like middle of the day today is when we heard about the Hooper thing.
That was their guy in Atlanta too, dude.
Oh, dude.
It's not like he's been the guy for the past 4 years, but he was the guy last year. That's for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
So I wonder why Atlanta not signing him. I wonder if they have someone waiting in the wings, or they just thought he wanted too much.
Yeah,
it's interesting.
It's probably wanted too much. He's obviously going to be the highest paid tight end, not of all time, but of all tight ends come in. So it's probably a money thing. I think you're right there.
Did you see? There's a couple I want to talk about. Number one, I think Kyle Van Noy leaving the New England Patriots is huge, dude. Going to the Miami Dolphins on a 4-year deal. And I knew he was wanting money. And I knew he was wanting to get paid. And me being an avid Bronco, or me being a big time Bronco fan, I'm obviously not a Patriot fan. So I'm happy about that. I'm happy to see him away from New England. It's going to hurt them on defense. You always think they're going to be hurt by something though, and they never are. So
they figure it out.
Yeah. But I thought that was pretty big. Also, did you see the Kirk Cousins news?
I did.
What was that?
They're all in on Kirk, I guess. And Stephon Diggs came out and had some laughs on Twitter with that. But
no, he didn't. Did he?
Yeah, dude. I guess the Vikings are all in on Kirk.
What did
2-year deal, $66 million extension, dude. Fully guaranteed contract. God, dude, that's crazy. Let's see here.
Is Kirk Cousins the new Mark Sanchez of the NFL? Mark Sanchez, I don't know if there's been a player that got paid more for doing less ever. And I'm not saying, well, Kirk really hasn't done much. He's played a lot, but he hasn't done much. We're talking about a guy that just signed a 3-year fully guaranteed. Remember, he was the first guy with a fully guaranteed deal. Mm-hmm. What wasn't it, like 80 million, 88 million?
80 something, yeah.
Something in the 80s. And that was 3-year deal. That's why they have to extend him this year. How brilliant is Kirk Cousins? He's like, screw it. I'll take the low deal for the low money. I don't need the 5, 6, 7-year deal. Give me the 3-year like Russell Wilson did. Or like Brian Wilson did. Little bare naked ladies.
Oh, nice. Good. Robin's going to love that one.
But like Russell Wilson did, he got a 3-year deal as well. So Kirk, now he's going into his 3rd year of his 3-year deal this year. They had no choice. They had to either extend him or make him do a prove it deal this year, and then he hits free agency next year. What happens there? So I just think they don't want to gamble it.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, let's just add another 2 years. So now this dude's made what, 80-some million plus another, what'd you say it was? 2 years worth what?
66. 60? Yeah,
66. Oh my God.
66 mil, dog.
Raking, bro.
Yeah.
Raking.
You like that? You like that?
Kirk Daniel Cousins.
That's all right. So check it out. Here's what Stephon Diggs said.
Smokes, bro.
So he's been given a hard time now for his cryptic Twitter message. He says at 1:46 p.m. today, March 16th, he says, "It's time for a new beginning." Shortly thereafter, Kirk Cousins gets the extension. 2 years, 66 mil.
Wow.
So you can think that Stephon's out of there, no doubt.
Oh, look, he's replying to someone. I can't see what the initial tweet was, but he says, nah, this ain't one of them times, champ. Something's going to happen. I can't see the original tweet. Let me see. That's crazy. Yeah, the tweet's unavailable. That's why dude deleted it.
Gotcha.
I think you're right, man.
Yeah.
He's on the move for sure.
What do you think about are you surprised with the Dak Prescott obviously getting the franchise tag and them still not being able to agree on the money that Dak wanted? But that franchise tag isn't bad. It's around 33 million is what they say on that franchise tag, which the non-exclusive tag, they could have saved some money and did the 28 million, but they did go up and did the exclusive franchise tag that nets them around 33 million. Based off of that, if they don't reach the terms that Dak is wanting and his agent, I don't see it being a very great year. I see it being a very cancerous year for the Cowboys. I think that's probably a lot of drama, especially Ezekiel Elliott getting the big contract last year, and holding out, and then this whole Dak thing. It doesn't really bode well. I don't think it feels really good. What do you think?
I think the Cowboys. Has there been a team to get it more wrong than the Cowboys? They did this thing totally backwards, in my opinion. Between Zeke Elliott and Dak Prescott, Dak's the guy you sign. You give him the big contract, not Zeke. Mm-hmm. You franchise tag Zeke because you already got him on the rookie deal for the 5th year option. My phone's about to die, by the way. Well, it's got 20% left. So that thing is like Brian Wilson. Actually, I got another one. Oh man. I don't know if it's charging. Let's see. We'll see if it's charging. I only got 20% left though, so I don't know how long it's gonna go. But anyway, they should have signed Dak to the big contract, franchise tag Zeke because you got him on the 5th year option anyway. You franchise tag him for 2 years after that. You've been paying him the league. You've been paying him way undervalued. Yeah, so that's what you do, and then you use him up, and then you let him go. Let someone else pay Zeke the big money. Let him go over to the Chargers or the Colts, or somebody else is going to overpay for him. Mm-hmm. And you come out smelling like a rose, and you got your quarterback for a long term. That's my opinion on it. But who am I? Just an idiot sitting here in a shoe room talking.
Well, I agree with that as well. I mean, the other way you can spin on that is just the life of a quarterback versus the life of a running back. It just doesn't make financial sense.
Right.
We're looking at Ezekiel Elliott, who's had multiple years in the league. I'm not saying he's on his downward spiral. He's still somebody I would look at picking up next year. No doubt about it. But I think you hit it on the nose. The guy is not going to last much longer as an elite running back. you've got 3 to 5 years as an elite running back, in my opinion. Anything over that, you're pretty damn lucky if you're still getting paid and you're still in the forefront. You know what I mean?
So much good stuff in the chat, including Mariota, the Raiders. I was looking on ESPN. I haven't seen it yet, but I don't have my phone. My phone's plugged in here. That is interesting.
It is.
That is very interesting. Do you think, let's just hit that very quick. You think that's a move to scare Derek Carr into playing better and saying, Derek, you really want to be the guy or not, and motivate him? Or is that a move like, we're already over Derek, we're pushing Derek to the side, Mariota takes over the team in camp?
If I'm going from Gruden's perspective and what he's told us and been very transparent with, and I know those things can change really quick with the quarterback, Gruden really likes Carr. He really does. He has a great relationship. He thinks Derek Carr is a great leader. And those are some things that we don't see. I didn't even really see it that much in the HBO documentary that they did last year, but Gruden says he's the guy, and I don't think it hurts to bring a little bit of competition and make him play for a spot because he hasn't really had to, at least under Gruden or anybody else. So, yeah, I think it's more of a scare tactic, and hey, it's time to play. Let's see what you can do, and if not, we've got somebody decent waiting in the helm. And Mariota's not hurt. Shit, the guy set half the season. You know that last year.
I think you're right. I think Carr's the guy. He's going to lead Carr in. He's going to stick with Carr, and if Carr really starts shitting the bed, he'll give Mariota a shot. But I don't think Mariota's that much of an upgrade anyway. Maybe a little more mobile, but it's not like Carr's immobile. Carr can run around. Yeah. Carr can escape the pocket. So, yeah. It's big news because it's like, oh, Marcus Mariota, and I think people were still looking at Marcus Mariota because of what he did in college. If you actually look at his pro career, he's nothing really to get that excited about. He's not really that shiny. It's not like the Raiders really got a shiny new toy, unless John Gruden can use him in a way that maybe the way he was used in college, something that's going to make him more successful, because obviously Tennessee couldn't figure it out.
Oh,
he was not a good quarterback over there.
Speaking of Tennessee, I think this is one of the biggest mistakes of this offseason so far. Ryan Tannehill agrees to $118 million contract extension, and this is worth almost $30 million. They're saying $29.5 million guaranteed. This is exactly what we were talking about. But I think in this case we flip-flop it. I think you don't pay Tannehill the big money. I think you should have paid Derrick Henry bigger money, because they franchise tagged Henry, who actually hauled the whole team through what they got through last year. In my opinion, Tannehill did a great job, but I think when the rubber met the road, they figured out teams figured out a way to shut him down, and Tannehill wasn't enough to get him past anything monumental once they shut down Henry. So in my opinion, I think they probably should have franchise tagged Tannehill and gave Derrick Henry some money. What do you think about that?
So you're feeling like they should have taken the Cowboys' philosophy on
this one? Yes, this one doesn't. And I don't.
They should have did what the Cowboys did,
right?
But
I think they should have given Henry the big money, and I think they should have franchise tagged Tannehill. I really do. In this case, I think there's some of these oddities that will happen, and I think Henry's the guy you should have paid. I really do.
I can go with you in this case just because I don't think Tannehill's worth the money there. Why do you think they panicked? Or why do you think they panicked and went and signed him up so quickly for so much? And why do you think they didn't go after Brady?
That's what I think. I think Brady is not interested in going to Tennessee. They panicked, signed Tannehill.
Even with the Vrabel connection, you couldn't get him?
They FaceTime Vrabel. Did you see that?
Tom
and Brady and Edelman at a hockey game, I think. Yeah.
Something like that.
I think they panicked because Brady says, I'm not going there. That's what I think.
I tweeted this out today. Did you see that tweet about Brady? The coronavirus is really, I said it's shitting on a lot of things, but it's really killing Tom Brady's leverage here.
Yeah.
It really is, because the longer this coronavirus goes on, the longer it drags out. If he's not able to get in with the team in the offseason, and this gets drug out further, they delay the league year. All of a sudden, like you said, someone in the NFL gets coronavirus, they go take it the way of the NBA. They start shutting everything down. They start suspending operations. Now what? Now what do you do? No team's going to take a chance on Tom Brady in that time.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you didn't get him before then, if you got him now, if you signed him up tomorrow and league got delayed, it'd be great because you get a ton of extra time for him to work on whatever. If he wanted to learn the playbook or do whatever. I know they're only allowed certain hours, but he do his own stuff outside of the facility. But dude, if he's still with the Patriots and they're delayed, and then you get into the league year being shortened and everything just being more ramped up, that's going to be a nightmare. They already agreed to the 17th game with the collective bargaining agreement. That was the other big news over the weekend. The 17th game there. Let's move on. Football. I don't know how long my thing's going to last. Jalal, did you go live on the podcast, IG? Were you testing some things?
Yeah, I did.
Is it working? What were you were you testing some stuff or?
No, I was just trying to give people who aren't in
YouTube got you. Okay.
To get in there.
I thought maybe you were like trying to see if it was working or doing some behind the scenes over there. What are a couple other things you want to hit really quick, Dal, before we get out of here?
I think
stuff.
Yeah, it's tough, man, because we usually get to see these things in hand. But you know what? I want to show a couple recent pickups that I had. How about that?
All right. Let's do it.
Good? And I think Ryan Morgan, my homie, is in the chat. So I want to give him credit, man. Mr. Ryan Morgan was able to oop me with the Desert Sage 350 V2. And man, I think this shoe is absolutely incredible, dude. I think what you're seeing with it is the color is great. It has that same stitching as the Marsh, where you don't actually see the stitching. It's hidden below.
The seam is underneath, yeah.
Which is really, really cool. The orange just pops like you wouldn't believe, dude. In hand, it is amazing. And having the reflective stripe, which I don't have my camera on or anything, but I think it's enough to really separate it from anything that I have. I only have one reflective shoe. I don't have a reflective stripe on its own. I don't have that orange kind of inside of the shoe, insole. It's almost like a really light olive in hand. And a lot of people have been asking for olive. We know that the Yeezy Earth was not it. But this one, really great, dude. Really love this shoe. So shout out to the homie Ryan Morgan for ooping me with his finish line raffle, because he knows that we continue to be the dang bros, and he's helping us out.
Sick.
Yeah, I think that's a pair I'm really sad about, because I wanted to see him in hand, and since we're quarantined over here, the most quarantined podcast, I can't see him in hand, but I'm looking forward to checking those out. Is that a keeper for you then?
It is for now, yes. I might sell it used eventually down the road, whatever. But as of right now, it's a keeper for me, dude. It has enough to really separate itself for me.
What are those hitting for right now?
Right now, nothing crazy, man. I think they're right at about like 260, 250. So
nothing crazy. Quite a bit of stock on them.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
I saw a lot of L's, so I was wondering what the timeline. I don't know.
Yeah. It sounds like
that's what I saw.
It sounds like a lot of foot sites had them. I think, pretty easy to get. So the other thing I have real quick here, let me open this up. I haven't even actually kind of looked at it yet. It's still in the packaging. But one of my, I guess it would have been Supreme week 1 or week 2, whatever you want to call it, came through. And I was able to get my Supreme transparent lock.
Oh, sick.
Just in time to be quarantined from all the gyms, all the restaurants. So when I go to do my little change at Planet Fitness, I can't even lock my shit up anyways. I'm quarantined to the house.
Can you open that up or no?
Yeah.
Does it open up, or is that unde-essing it? You can't dead stock Dow. Just let everyone see it through the plastic. There you go. All right.
What do you think about that?
Good. Back it up just a little bit, like a U-Haul truck. There you go. Right there. That looks good.
Pretty sick, though, huh?
Sweet, dude. Yeah.
And it comes with 2 sets of
casing.
keys.
Nice.
2 sets of extra keys, or I guess 1 extra key.
2 keys.
2 keys.
Yeah.
Pretty sick. So, yeah, man.
That's awesome.
Happy with that, even though I have.
What was the retail on that joint?
I think it was like $30 or 35. I think it's 35.
Neighborhood. Wow, that's bigger than I thought. That's what she said.
Neighborhood.
We don't have the hoop here in neighborhood, but don't worry, bro. I'm slamming them home, bro.
Dang, how did neighborhood not get like 7 of those? It's weird to me. Maybe he was smart.
I don't know.
Maybe he was smart and said that's stupid.
Anything else in there?
I mean, shit, I could give a whole room tour if you want, man. We are in the man cave. I have so many shoes.
Maybe that's what we do over the next couple weeks, dude. We just start busting out random pairs. We start showing random pairs. Yeah. Let's plan that this week.
Okay.
Let's try to have some shit planned for Thursday's show. Let's reinvent this show. That's our goal here, is to not just come out. It's going to be a chat hangout type shit. That's what it is. But let's make it a little bit different show. Let's do our best, the best we can to make the content fresh and take advantage of the things around us that we normally maybe don't have at the other studio. Let's look for those opportunities. I'm not good at looking for other opportunities when shit doesn't go my way. I just like it to go my way. So, but I'm trying very hard to be positive.
Somebody said before we started, I wish we could get a look into their conversation. Yeah, you guys would have enjoyed that.
Oh, be a fly on the wall?
Yeah.
Oh, you guys would have fucking died. You would have died. Especially before I
yelling at each other.
Yeah, no doubt. That'd be dope. So check it out. One other thing, dude. So there's a card shop that is really, really close to the crib. And all I'm going to say is, as soon as I'm not quarantined, I'm probably going to spend a good amount of time. So we'll get back to opening up cards. But dude, I had to go there. Let's see, it would have been Thursday or Friday of last week. And before I quarantined myself, before I did all that, I went to the card shop and kind of just got the 4-in-1 on these. Like, why are packs selling for this? And what are the packs that are people looking for? What years are people looking for? And, what rookies are people, really paying the money for? And then what makes a card great? And then the numbering and the certain type of colors they put on the front of the cards and limited availability. So I got all the 4-in-1, so we can get into that some other day. But I bought a pack and I was able to pick out a Ja Morant rookie card. Now, this guy, they make 3 different versions of this. Some are numbered. Some have different coatings on the front, different colors on the front. This one here is the middle of the pack. It's not the high end. It's not the low end. This one, though, the pack cost me what was the pack? $21. And there's only 5 cards in there, dude. So it's a very, very sought after pack. And it's kind of like pay to play, right? If you want to be in the game, you got to pay to play for certain card packs and certain gears and all this shit, dude. It's crazy. I'll get into it one day. But I was able to pull a Ja Morant rookie card out of there. And this card right now is actually worth more, almost double what I actually paid for the pack.
Oh, so sick, dude.
Kind of fun, dude, to kind of get into this new thing. And I encourage anybody. Kind of, yeah,
There's no sports
for sure.
to gamble on, but you could just go get packs.
You got it. So, and it's kind of like shoes, right? So I'm kind of used to the shoes. It kind of follows some of the same rules when it comes to reselling and getting lucky, right? And trying. You
got to get my brother on here, dude. He is so into that. He is in the card game, in the pack game, knows everything about it.
That's sick, dude.
I've been putting him up on shoe games, so he'll probably
Where's
want to come on here? Show us some stuff. I'm at 12%.
That ain't bad.
Okay. Did you see SmackDown continuing with no audience?
I did watch it, and I was going to bring up. They just announced that they just announced that they moved WrestleMania. They're not doing WrestleMania anymore. And they're moving it. In a statement Monday, WWE said WrestleMania will no longer take place at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa. Now it will air live from the WWE training facility in Orlando. April 5th, the date will still hold. So I think, correct me in the chat if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure the WWE training facility in Orlando is different than the WWE Performance Center that they did the SmackDown show from the other night. Unless ESPN has named this the training facility instead of the performance center, they'll sound like 2 different things to me. I'm not sure, though. I hope it is, because if it's in that performance center they did SmackDown on the other night, it's okay, but it's weird.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the WWE product has struggled anyway, and I don't think they need to do live promos in front of no fans. It's weird. Yeah. It comes off weird because there's no reaction. They should just have backstage vignettes that are already filmed.
The Jeff Hardy return, he came out and there was just nobody there. It just felt
I know. Yeah, it's just the Hardy Boy music. Dun, 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 dun. And he's just like, okay, Jeff Hardy.
Better than that.
That's so
right.
weird.
John Cena too. John Cena comes and makes his like return to SmackDown and just no fans. I wonder what's up with Raw tonight because it's 316 day. They were supposed to have Stone Cold there tonight. He's supposed to be out there for 316 day.
I saw the promo with him and Becky Lynch, the man.
Unfortunate,
I saw that
dude.
promo.
This is messing up. This is messing up so much stuff for so many people, dude. For so
sure.
many people.
So check this out. So
in every industry.
Another update then real quick. So Dana White came out and officially postponed its next 3 events that were supposed to be held in London, Columbus, and Portland. He did, however, say, and I'll say this again, he says Khabib versus Ferguson is and still will happen. No audience, no nothing. He says, we don't even know if it's going to be in the States at this point. We may do it in another country, but it will happen. Swear by it. That's the latest. Dude.
Don't say that, dude. Why is he doing that, man? He just doesn't. You can't make promises like that. I know you want it to happen. I know you're passionate, dude. We all want to see the fight. Trust me. I want to see the fight as bad as anyone else. But you can't make promises like that when you have no idea how many people are infected, how quickly this is spreading, or if we're going to have any kind of control on it in a month's time. That's basically 1 month away. What's today?
March
16th.
16th. That's a month and 2 days away. 316. Jesus, thank you, Jalal. Gunshots for myself. Wearing the damn shirt.
Yeah, no doubt.
God damn. Listen to this guy over here. If this guy ain't a busted ass bum, I tell you what. Give me a hell yeah.
Yeah. And I understand why Dana's saying it, because obviously this fight, this will be the 5th time that this fight has been called off if it doesn't happen. So right now, this fight has been called off 4 times in the past. I mean, I understand, that the people want to see it. Dana knows it. This is a fight that they've tried to make happen so many times. But damn, people are dying, dog. People are being quarantined. People are having a hell of a time right now. The world literally has stopped from some degree. And you're promising this. It's a bad look, dude. It's a bad look.
I think the only way that I don't think that fight's taking place. This is the 5th time that Khabib and Tony will be postponed, which is why Dana's saying it will happen.
Agreed.
I know, I get it, guys. I get it. But it's just, this is a pandemic. This isn't injury. This isn't another dumb reason it's being postponed. This is the ultimate reason it's being postponed. I mean, people's lives are at stake. There's stuff going on. He's going to have that thing on the moon. By the time that goes down, who cares if it's in another country? It doesn't matter. The whole planet, the whole world's infected. You got to have that thing somewhere else, different planet, guy. Because by the time that's ready to go down, there's already going to be like government shutdown. There's going to be real restrictions because this isn't going to be under control because of stuff like that. It's not to be taken serious enough.
Right.
And that's just what it is. It's not that it's that serious. It's that people are going to continue to get infected. And for some, it is very serious. So, you know what I mean?
I agree.
That's what it is.
All right. So before we get out of here, do you guys want to drop the shirts live on the cast?
Oh, yes. Thank you, Jalal. Thank you.
For your
Look at that bad boy, bro. Oops, sorry. Let me switch to my camera so I can see how it's showing up. There you go.
Little box logo.
Quarantine drop.
Yeah.
Most underrated Mondays quarantine drop.
And it's actually pretty cool because the most underrated actually almost comes off of the shirt a little bit in terms of like it has depth. I think it was done pretty well. I'm really happy with the shirt. Very basic, very easy to wear. It doesn't have our faces on it. So I think it's a pretty basic shirt. I think it's very wearable.
Dell, tell me this sample is on like almost like a heather gray. It's not a black.
Correct.
What is the actual drop going to be on? Is it on this heather gray or is it on black? Or should we vote or what?
Yeah. I mean, if you guys want to vote, I think the play is the heather black is cool, but
the heather gray.
It's heather black. Yeah. So the heather black can look a little bit like textured, and because of that, in certain lights, it can look a little ashy. And for that, I think it's better just to go black. I did it on the sample in that heather gray just to see if it mixed it up and was cool. It's cool, but like I said, in some lights it looks ashy, and I think I need to get out the lint roller. And for that, I would rather do the black.
For that reason, we're out.
For that reason,
we're going with the black.
So we got to go with the black.
I like it, Dow. All you guys in the chat, Misha just said that they just closed all North American Foot Lockers. for
Wow.
March, for the rest of March.
Okay.
That's crazy. So those people with Foot Locker, I bet you they ain't collecting a check. This is hitting a lot of people's pocketbook, man. A lot of people.
Yeah, no doubt.
And it's really weird that we haven't seen a move in the sneaker market at all. The sneaker market's like just stayed unfazed.
Mm-hmm.
Real weird.
Yeah, I think some of the resale prices are a little lower. So I don't know if maybe that's taken a little bit of hit, but people are still buying sneakers. People are still selling sneakers. No doubt about
Travis
that.
Scott's haven't moved at all.
No, not at all.
I've been watching.
All right, so where can they buy the shirt? MostUnderratedPodcast.com. Is that going live right now or tonight, Jalal?
It's already live.
It's live right now. MostUnderratedPodcast.com. And then what's the pricing on those people in the chat?
It's $35.
$35. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Dope. There you go. MostUnderratedPodcast.com. $35 for the most underrated box logo. Sports High
get their orders in.
Definitely. They're continuing to pay Foot Locker employees. Thank you, Misha. Good shit. That's pretty
dope.
nice. That's really nice. What were you saying, Jalal? Sorry.
I was saying we could shout out anybody live if they get their purchase in on time.
Yeah, we're going till my phone dies. We're just here till it dies.
The telethon cast. We're back on the telethon cast.
Oh, Adam Rodriguez copping one now. Let's go. Rod Rizzle. There we go.
Neighborhood
size.
They run the same as all of our other t-shirts. So if you bought our supremely underrated shirt. So they run the exact same. So if you want that fitted fit, like franchise will say, go your true to size. If you want a little extra room where it's not snuggling your big python arms, then you know what? Go up a size. That's what I would do.
No
franchise
doubt.
is wearing an XL in that picture.
Yeah,
Oh,
I go
gotcha.
XL. I go XL.
Oh,
I definitely go XL.
Who is it? Let's see. Refreshing. Adam Woodall.
Champs also closing. Adam Woodall, the first person to cop a shirt.
Man, thank you, Adam.
There we go. Thanks, bro.
Thank you, bro.
Get
we appreciate everybody's support, even through all this ups and downs. Technical.
Dude, we just had the second cop was Mark Woodall, the Woodalls.
What?
And then Fail Beast. Fail Beast is in there. Fail Beast just copped as well. Fail Beast in the cut.
Dang,
thank you, man.
We love you guys.
Right.
We appreciate it, man. Obviously, as things are changing and things are evolving, with the coronavirus, I know a lot of people out of jobs.
We just want this shit to go back to normal.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Dal. Sorry.
Yeah, and I just everybody that everybody that's kind of making financial decisions right now, big financial decisions. We totally understand. We don't expect you guys to buy shirts. We don't expect you guys to support us in that way. We know that family comes first. We know that there's bigger things than a most underrated shirt drop. So anybody that does participate, man, we couldn't thank you anymore. We're going through the same things that you guys are. We feel the same way, and there's things that we have to cut back just like you guys. But to at least have you in the cast, in the comments, at least watching us, that means the world to us. We appreciate you all.
No doubt.
Well said.
Couldn't have said it better. Sorry to jump in there, Dal.
No, it's all good, man.
I was seeing some of the comments and stuff, and it's like, yeah, dude, we're going to try to make the best of this as we can, but we want to be part of the solution. We want this shit to go back to normal. We want life to go back to normal for everyone as soon as possible. And if that means inconveniencing our lives for a little bit so we can just stay safe, so we can be out there. For anyone else that maybe tuned into the chat a little bit late or tuned into the show a little bit late, we are doing the show from our respective homes because we don't know if they're going to shut down our building at all. If they do, we'll already be prepared. Number one. Number two, I was teaching at a school all last week around a ton of people. I was out in the public doing a ton of things. I was, my lady works out in the public. She's been working. She hasn't been feeling the greatest. I don't know if that she has coronavirus. I don't know if she doesn't have coronavirus. She just hasn't been feeling the greatest. So for me, it makes the most sense to not be, especially a guy like Dal who, he's been going just real basic stuff, just for supplies and nothing else, not leaving the house too much. Jalal's paranoid as it is, but he's safe, trying to be safe.
Well, and the crazy thing is, I've been doing
I just
all
joke with you. I just joke.
The crazy thing is I'm doing all the right things, but I could still be carrying it. You know, like I said, I think I was telling you guys, I don't know if I said it on the cast. I might have done it before our internet shit the bed, but Spidey Mitchell came out and he was interviewed by Good Morning America today, I think. And I think that was the source. And he basically said, look, man, like I didn't have any symptoms when I got tested. I still don't have any symptoms. I feel like, as a matter of fact, that if somebody told me, yo, man, it's game 7 of the playoffs, I need you out there. He's like, where do I sign up? He's already ready. He feels great enough to play like a game 7, which is the most intense that it gets. And that just goes to show you I'm doing all the right things. I could still be having it, but I'm damn well not going to be tested, but I'm going to stay my ass where I have to and not look at anybody, not see anybody if I don't have to. I'm trying to do the right things and be an advocate of just stay in your house. You know, do something different. Don't be crazy out there. Don't think this is some hype shit or whatever.
Yeah, you don't need to be panic buying everything. You don't need to do all the shit you see all the other people doing, everyone loading up on guns and loading. I'm not saying do any of that stuff. I'm just saying stay inside. But all the CDC, it's funny because people are acting like they're asking you to do something crazy. All the CDC is saying is stay inside and watch Netflix for a little bit, for a week.
Yeah.
Hey, just if you don't have to go out and be around a huge crowd of people, go out and be around a huge crowd of people. That's all.
Yeah.
Just so we can chill this out a little bit.
Yeah. When everybody has 2 or 3 babies each after this whole coronavirus boomer situation that we have, then we can be upset. Then we can be sad. But for now, just watch some Netflix. You know what I mean?
Did you guys see that Eminem responding to Marco Rubio about martial law? So Marco Rubio is like, stop spreading rumors about martial law, but he spelled it Marshall. Eminem was like, sorry guys, martial law not a real thing.
That's funny. Eminem. Yeah, I saw that. What was the newest case? Idris Elba. That's right. Earlier today, no symptoms at all. That's what I'm saying. That's the whole point, guys, is like we don't know who has it, we don't know who doesn't have it. And if states are doing it like Colorado's doing it, they're testing 100 people a day, maybe 150 people a day. That's not enough to get an accurate representation of how many people really have this thing. It's just not. So if everyone just chills out and can stay home for a little bit, we can hopefully stop the spread, the community spread, and temper the thing. And that's going to be the quickest way. But for everyone to just keep dismissing and living normal life like everything is normal, that's just what's going to take longer and longer and longer. That's why we don't get over this thing until November. Waste the whole damn year doing this shit because people aren't serious.
We got Phil Beast checked in, Misha, Ryan Morgan, Taylor Toadvine, Adam Rodriguez, and Will Williams. Shout out to you.
Hey!
Oh, thank you, fools.
Wow. Thank you, fellas.
Yeah,
thank you,
appreciate that.
Some recognition.
Oh, a little bit of good news. And I don't want to say that it's money, but I think it's money. Tom Hanks and his wife were let out of quarantine today. So it doesn't seem like they've been in quarantine for 14 days from the announcement. So maybe there's some things we don't know, and that's fine. But they have been released. I say it like they've been in jail, but they were released from
vaccine.
They must have got the vaccine. The people. There's a Canadian company that supposedly has isolated the coronavirus that is obviously just a half step away from a cure. And then there's another company, but they really haven't tested it on anybody because mice, you can't really test it on mice. You have to test it on human to see if it will go away from the humans. That being said, there is a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel that there's a possible vaccine, but then all the conspiracy theorists are like, well, dude, they're injecting you with the microchips, bro. They're going to know everything. I'm like, oh, God, let's get the hell out of here.
This is the kind of stuff, dude. And it's just like, you can't tell everyone that has a social media account, their opinion is life. That's the way they live their life is the right way. You can't tell anyone anything. And so it's just like, do you think I'm listening? I'm over here like doing some bitch made shit, just listening, trying to not get my friends sick if I've had exposure, which I don't know. And my shit's pretty robust. I don't get sick a ton. My immune system, you know what I mean? Like you said, some people don't show symptoms like that. That may be me.
Yeah,
I have no idea. Plus, I have we were talking about that earlier, Jalal. I have crazy allergies right now. It is allergy season like a mug for your boy. So I'm over here sneezing all day, every day. And earlier today, I was like, oh, these fools ain't going to want to see me in the studio today. I'm going to be in there sneezing, and they're going to be like looking at me sideways every time I sneeze. And it's allergies. It's not like I'm sick, because when I blow my nose, it's clear mucus. It's not green mucus. Green mucus is your body's infected with something. You got some kind of infection that you're fighting off. That's green mucus when you blow your nose. When it's clear mucus and your nose is running, clear mucus, allergies. And that's, that's what I have. Allergies like a mug, dude. Terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible in the spring. But
what percent are you at right now?
I think I'm at, let's see, 3%.
All right. Looks like we got to sign off soon. So
are we going to be able to upload the audio version of this, Jalal, somewhere? Or like, is this going to download? Or we have no idea what's going to go on. All right. So, hey, shit, if you caught the live and you're in here live, thank you guys. Thank you for joining us. And you got some extra shit if we can't upload this anywhere. If not,
if we call this a podcast, I don't know if this is episode 143. This is like hangout sesh number 1.
Yeah, this is the fireside chat.
Maybe this is quarantine session number 1. We just start over for these sessions. For the home sessions, we just start a whole new countdown for these. And we put it on hold there. Quarantine sesh. I like it. I think we do it.
All right.
I think we do it.
Sounds good, fools. Well, hey, I missed you, fools. I wish I could hang out with you and see you guys, but
I know, buddy.
Hey, it is what it is, man.
Yep. It's going to get, I think it's going to get a little bit worse before it gets better, but that's why we're taking these precautions and doing what we're doing over here, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be an interesting ride. No matter what you believe, no matter what's going on, chase what the facts are, and what the facts are is what we're doing here. We're being told to stay inside. We're sitting around, and this is continually happening. So that's kind of the future. Yes, those glasses down.
Yeah.
You're looking like John Goodman from The Hangover 3 when they're standing out in the desert.
Or how about John Goodman from the dude? What's that? The Big Lebowski.
Yeah, John Goodman in The Big Lebowski.
The Big Lebowski dog. Yeah, that's what I was going for.
That's what you're looking like. Either way, it's John Goodman. It's John Goodman for sure.
I like
TTF, you need the Belkin Rockstar for your phone. What's the Belkin Rockstar?
It must be a portable charger.
I think it lets you charge and have your microphone connected.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to get that if we're gonna be doing this.
Amazon Prime right after this.
Right. All right, fools, man. Thank you guys for coming through, man. Hit the like button on your way out if you'd be so kind, and we appreciate you, fools. And we'll be back here in some capacity on Thursday.
Stay safe.
Goodbye, friends.
Later, fools.
Later, fools.
Is the live off?
No.
Oh, if we're going to be doing this.
Amazon Prime right after this.
All right, is the live off? All right, fools, man.
Nope, we're going live.
Thank you guys for coming through, man. Hit the like button. We'll do it live.